So I'm going to put together Roby. I don't look that great. I have my hair up. Just wanted to make sure. I guess I can't actually pull it back because you won't necessarily see it. This is the best I can do. I don't know what I did with my tripod. So this is series 1 of putting them together, pack 1 basically. The details for putting him together are at the back of this. There's a bunch of articles before. I showed them on a prior video. So this is stage 1. This is going to be this one. I already did take the backing off. Next time I unwrap, and not unwrap, but next time that I put the second series together, I will try to do that, because I thought maybe I was going to hold the camera, and it's very hard to unwrap things and hold the camera. So I'm going to put his eyes together. That's this one. And this was the guide of what he'll look like when he's totally assembled. I've got 12 installments, so that's going to be a while. But this is what that looks like when he's fully assembled. So here we go. I'm not certain how long this is going to take. It might end up being quite some time. So the first thing you do is start putting together his eyes. This involves wrapping the black centers with reflective tape and then fitting the translucent white borders. Roby expresses his different states of emotion and activity by changing the color of his eyes, as the central part of each eye is a deep black. This is to conceal a sensor that you will fit later on. It's the translucent white border that lights up when illuminated from inside by colored LEDs, also fitted at a later stage. To diffuse the light evenly, you need to cover the black parts of Roby's eyes with reflective tape before fitting the borders. This isn't difficult, but needs to be done neatly to avoid wrinkling the self-adhesive silver tape, so go slowly and carefully. In addition to your first parts, you have also received a mini Roby figurine, which is this here. This is a scale model of full-size Roby you'll be putting over the coming stages, giving you an idea of his overall proportions and where the parts fit. So I have a right ear trim panel, top of his head, 2 eyes, white borders, 2 of those were 2 reflective tapes. So adding the reflective tape. Peel the protective plastic film off one of the black eyes. So I'm going to move this over, and I'm going to open this up and get all the parts out and lay them out. Okay, so we're going to do that. I'm actually going to put that down so that it's not in the way. So we've got this, each of the parts. So that is part 3, which is the top of the head. This is the right ear. Part 2 is the right ear trim panel, which is going to go there so that you can see it. It's there. The eyes, which is this. I don't know why I guess there's tape over them. So these are the eyes, white borders, and the reflective tape is this. And then the mini figurine is this, which I'll bring it closer. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. So we can see the mini figurine that looks like a miniature Roby. So we'll put this over here. And I was going to have Roby Jr. actually let me bring him over. I just don't want him to get in the way or me to knock him over accidentally or anything. But I will have him sit here, right here, while we're putting him together. So put that down there. And peel the protective plastic film off one of the black eyes. So the protective black film, peeling it off. Put that down there. Pull one end of the backing paper off a strip of reflective tape. So I got to get the reflective tape out. So we'll get that out. Hopefully. would do this, but it's, you know, it's not gonna just come out. And I gotta be really careful because I don't wanna hurt the tape while I'm trying to get it out of the thing, out of the little bag it's in. Okay, so there we go for that. And so here's one. You pull the end off the backing. Pull one end of the backing paper off the strip of reflective tape to expose about 3 centimeters of the adhesive. So we're going to have fun trying to get this off, even though I have nails. I don't want to bend the tape too much. There we go. Oh no, we didn't get it yet. That's why this might end up being longer than I would like, because it's not always easy to get things done. Getting there. Okay. Very carefully begin to wrap the reflective tape around the eye so one edge fits just under the trim. Okay. So it looks like keep the tape taut to prevent creases forming. Okay. So it looks like they're showing it, doing it this way. So I gotta try to get it very, very neatly onto the eye, which except I didn't get it neatly because it's still not flush. So just someone who's not so good with seeing with their glasses at this level. I'm going to take my glasses off a second and see. I think that's pretty good. So we're just going to keep trying to roll it. I think it's pretty close to where it's supposed to be. And no, not getting it taut enough. Okay. Yeah, we've got it not exactly where it needs to be. Yeah. As you can see, I'm not super great at this, so I don't want to mess it up. I'm trying to make sure I get it right. It's very, very difficult to get it exactly the way it's supposed to be, because it has to be flush. I think we've got it. No, I'm not going to say it's exactly flush. Seems like I'm maybe not exactly where I need to be. Not sure. Definitely seems like it's against where it's supposed to be, though. It just seems like it's not as good a job as I would like to be. I'm hoping I'm not going to mess this up too much, though. Sorry. I maybe went down the crease a little too much. It's my concern here. Looks to me like I maybe did not get it as good as I would like, but I'm not certain I'm going to do any better than this. So trying to prevent it from being too bad. And Alysta always wants some attention. No, Alysta, come on, I'm busy. You can see I'm busy. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to restart it. No, I don't think I can get it any closer than this. Sorry that it's painstaking, but if it's not wrapped properly, this will be a problem later on. So I'm hoping that I'm able to get this. Not sure I did a better job this time than I did the prior time, because it just looks like I'm slightly off. I'm slightly off. Hoping it's not. Okay, let me look now. The problem with having glasses. And it says to smooth it with your finger to prevent any creases, but I'm not certain that's actually totally possible here. I think there's just, I'm just not as good as them. Yeah, I'm not certain. This last part of the tape is just like impossible for me to totally have it creaseless. And try it again. I just think I'm not gonna do any better. So this is pretty much, from what I can see, the best that I'm gonna get. And my best is not good at all, but you know, so there we go. I mean, and this is just one eye, and I'm already not doing that good of a job with it. So, alright, yeah, I don't know why the end is just so hard for me to get it flush. It doesn't look like it should be over the way it is, but you know, I guess this is the best we're gonna get. As you can see, it's very frustrating when you're trying to do something and trying to get it done faster. But yeah, I kind of wish they would have given extra tape because of, you know, possible inability for the person doing it to do a good job. So, yeah, this is just going to have to be good enough. Okay, and I'm not looking forward to doing yet another one, because it'll probably end up being as bad of a job as I did on this one. And you probably weren't even able to see it, you know, because I don't have a camera person, so I'm sorry. So here we go. Put my glasses back on, and I will show you the really bad job in close-up now that I've got it on. It is not smooth at all. So I didn't do a great job for sure, you know. Okay. So repeat the steps for the next eye. Yeah, I'm gonna keep being upset about it, and I need to just let it go. You wouldn't know that I was a perfectionist considering the really bad job I did on that one. Okay. And we get a struggle again doing the next one. Hopefully I can do this one better than I did the last one, or at least not worse. You know, at least not worse. And getting it off the backing is the challenge. There we go. Okay. So let's try this on this one. Darn it. It should be easier now though, now that I've done it the first time. Get it off. Okay. Wish me luck on this one to do a better job. If at least, the very least, that the tape could actually end up being, you know, staying above the line. Alysta, I'm busy, buddy. Alysta, I'm busy. I don't know why it thinks it will overlap, because it's not really overlapping for me. Alright, let's try this again. It's not, again, no real overlap. And it's slightly going over the line. So my Roby might end up having funny looking eyes, considering I couldn't get this one right. And yeah, my vision is so poor with the glasses on, and then I can't read anything without the glasses on. So there's no sense showing you this one up close. It pretty much looks about like the other one did. So I'm not certain it looks better or worse. It's just basically pretty much exactly the same. So then you've got those. After taping both eyes, they should look like this. And if I had done a good job, this is what they would have looked like. So, not quite. Okay. Adding the white borders. So, to end, the first series of steps, I now have to add the white borders. Okay, so this is the front and this is the back. Be careful. Do not force the border on at an angle. This is harder to do and may crease or tear the reflective tape. Well, they're already creased, so I'm not certain I'm going to say that I'll be able to do this correctly, but compare the white borders as shown above so you can see which way around they fit. The front is raised and the back has a recessed rim. So this is the back, this is the front. Slide a white border over one of the black eyes with the raised front of the border on the same side as the rounded front of the eye. Okay. Be sure to keep the parts straight. So that one I was able to get on. Seems like it's okay. And then you repeat that for the next eye. So now I have the two eyes. And this is what they look like. Okay. So that is the first step. Stage 2. I'm supposed to keep the parts tidy, so these parts, which they show in bags on the thing, store the unused parts away safely in plastic bags until next time. This will protect the polished surfaces and prevent them from becoming scratched. Later on in the assembly, you will be fitting Roby's eyes with LEDs, which will illuminate the white borders you have just fitted. The LEDs come in a range of colors, including orange, green, pink, purple, and blue. The color varies depending on Roby's mood and the activity he is currently performing. For example, when dancing, his eyes will continuously change color, as well as flash on and off to the music. Roby's mouth is also fitted with an LED that lights up when he is talking, further adding to his expressive qualities. Now we are on stage 2. So I showed you this a few moments ago, but now we're going to go to stage 2. Start putting Roby together. Start putting Roby's head together, or together Roby's head. Using the screws provided, assemble the framework for Roby's head before fitting his eyes and face, after which Roby's characteristic features will start to take shape. And it actually shows on here what parts are going to be assembled on the diagram. It's a really, really good set of instructions. So now we're going to put the eyes over here, and we're going to put these parts over here. And the parts are the next series of parts. Put little Roby over here too. And this is the next series of parts. We're going to put this stuff down. Not throwing the series guide away, but I don't need the other stuff. So, okay, so this one, I'm going to take these parts out. The parts are going to be a left head frame, a neck mounting, a right head frame, 2 eye sockets, face, black tape. I'm just thrilled about doing tape again. And some screws, and I also get a 8 crosshead screwdriver. So it looks to me like part 1, I think this is the left head frame. The neck mounting would be this. Left head frame. The right head frame, because they look slightly different. I think this is the right head frame. The eye sockets. So there's 2 of those. The face. Black tape, which is this. And the screws. Very tiny screws. Very, very tiny. And the screwdriver. And it mentions about this screwdriver that it is a special screwdriver, not just because they say so, but it's the only special tool you need to assemble Roby. It's the screwdriver that you receive with this stage, and the tip is specially designed to fit the small screws that hold Roby together, and the end of the handle has a revolving pad, and this revolves here. So just show it close up. It has a revolving pad and the special tip. I don't know if it's in focus. It looks like it might have went out of focus there. And this revolving tip is to help you apply even pressure with your palm. This will help keep the screws in place while you turn the handle with your thumb, index, and middle finger. Never grip the handle itself like a conventional screwdriver. Turn the screw as shown, makes it much easier to put them in straight and reduces the chance of over-tightening, which can damage both the screw and the parts being joined together. So they actually want you to hold it like this and put them in like this. So this is how you're supposed to hold it. Hopefully I can remember that. Okay, assembling the frame. So we've got this, and we have here left head frame, right head frame. So I think this was the right one. So this is the left one, and this is the right one. You can see left one, right one. Okay. Before you begin, sort out the left and right head frames. Lay both of them out on your work surface facing each other as shown. And so I'm doing it as shown on my work surface. Oh, sorry, don't want to bend my pages. Compare them with the photo to ensure you can tell the left and right frames apart. The 2 are almost symmetrical, but the back of the left frame is shorter than the equivalent area on the right. Take the neck mounting in your right hand and offer up the left head frame as shown. Double check you have selected the correct side. So it looks like it says as shown. Yeah. Okay, and then I gotta hold it like this. So these parts are like this. So what I'm gonna do, it looks like, place the parts together so that the 2 holes circle in red line up. Okay. Fit one of the screws. They're called M2 times 4.5 mm, so millimeter. Countersunk screws into each of the holes and tighten them with the screwdriver. Be careful not to over tighten. And it looks like it's these 2 holes. So this hole and this hole. Okay, so let me get the screws out. These are very tiny screws. So I'm glad that I have a surface like this to put them on, because I should be able to see them, hopefully, if I can get the bag open. Okay. I don't want to hurt the screwdriver or my table, but I do need to get them out. So I need to get a large enough hole. Okay. Put all of them out, which I did a great job there of getting them all over the table. These are very tiny screws. If they fall on my carpet, it is not going to be easy to find them again. Okay, so I need 2 of them for this. So these are incredibly tiny screws. So just to look at this again, it is these 2 that I need. So I'm going to have to take my glasses off because there's no way I can see these unless I do this. Okay, so we're going to put 1 through this, and then I'm going to do this. Oh no, I'm actually going to sit on the floor. So I'm afraid bending over like this that it's going to fall. So I'm going to sit on the floor and make sure that I don't have anything under me, which I shouldn't, so that I'm closer to everything, because I just don't want to risk. Let me make sure I'm still on the camera. Yeah, hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully you can still see everything. I think so. Looks like it. Okay, so take these off again, and then much closer now, I will put this. This is going to be painstaking like the tape thing earlier. Put it through here. And then we want to take this. Let me look at the picture again. I don't want to do it wrong. And it is down. So it's this way. I'm actually going to put it in this way. Just enough to where I could get it into both of them. And I know it told me to hold it a specific way, so I'm going to try to do that. I don't want to tighten it too much because I need to put the other screw in. And I really hope this is viewable, but maybe it might not be. I'm not entirely certain, given that there we go. I think we're maybe getting it. Yeah, there we go. I don't want to over tighten them, so I'm just going to tighten them. Not over tight, just get them to where that feels like it's right. So I've got the heart together like this. So that's what it looks like so far. And then let's put my glasses back on. And it says, now align the right head frame with the neck mounting as indicated in red so the holes match as they did in step 3. Hold the parts together, fit the screws into the circled holes. So it's just basically pretty much the same. Make sure that it was behind. Yes. Okay. So glasses off again. And now we do this one. So I'm gonna align it. Line it up. Make sure that we've got it in there. I just need it lined up enough. Seems like that's kind of not actually going. Well, maybe it will. We'll see once we get the other one in. It looks like one's slightly above the other. It's my concern. Yep. At least I'm getting that one right. Trying to make sure that I don't have one above the other. Seems like one might be. Nope, we've got it okay. Okay, so now it looks like this. Okay, so now we have that completes the assembly, the step 8, so that was 8 steps. This is the front, this is the right, this is the left, this is the back, obviously. Okay. Now, assembling Roby's eyes. Okay, if you have difficulty finding the projection indicated in the photo on the left, turn the eye over. You will see that the white border is slightly wider on one side and narrower on the other. The projection is situated directly below the widest point of the white border. So it says lay either of the assembled eyes in stage 1 face down on your worktop. Find a single small projection on the outer side of the white border. So this is this section. And I'm going to put my glasses back on and get the 2 eyes. And it's saying one of them is slightly, which I can't tell. So says the white border is slightly bigger. Trying to understand what they're talking about. Don't know what they're talking about. Oh, I see. I see it now. Okay. So what I'm needing to do is take these, and there's a notch. It says take either of the silver eye sockets and look for a small notch in the silver rim above the 2 screw holes. Insert the eye into the socket so that the projection circled in step 9 fits into the notch in the rim and the parts fit together snugly. So basically, there's a notch here, and it needs to go in the notch here. And I actually see the notch, so I'm trying to make sure that I insert it into that notch. So, I think I got it done right. I think I did. Made it sound way more complicated than it actually appeared to be. Except I didn't have this one on here well. Anyway, so it isn't as complicated as it sounds. I just find the notch and then insert it where the notch is. Okay. So that's the eyes. Holding the eye in place, take 1 strip of black tape and start wrapping it around the edge of the white border. Peeling away the backing paper as you go, make sure the tape does not overlap the front of the eye. There is more than enough tape to go around one, so continue wrapping when you reach the starting point. It is not necessary to cut the tape. So this is the part that concerns me, because we're using tape again. And I think I'm going to keep that for the screws, because it looks like I'm not using all the screws. So this is going to involve, yet again, taking my glasses off to try to see the tape when I'm wrapping it. Hopefully, I do a much better job wrapping this tape than I did the last one. At least taking the tape off is easier. So we're going to wrap it around this part, but we don't want to overlap the front of the eye. Okay, so I really have to make sure I put this on correctly. It can't be above the eye. It looks to me like, yeah, they're very close though. So hopefully I get this relatively straight, because I did not do it so well with the other tape. And this is a pretty meticulous, this tape actually is easier than the reflective tape, or anti-reflective, or whatever the other one was called. Seems like I might be doing an okay job with this one. Once I get both done, I will show the picture. I'll get up and show it. I don't know if they mean about there being more than enough, because it seems to me like it really is just slightly too much. So this one, I actually seem to have done, from what I can tell, okay. Analysta's there again, keeping me company. How are you doing, Alista? Well, I'll pay attention to you pretty soon, honey. I'm just trying to get this done. I think I'm getting there. Yeah, it's okay, honey. I'm sorry I can't pet you or anything. I don't want to get cat hair on the tape. Okay, almost got the tape free of the backing. It's not an easy task sometimes. Okay, alright, so hopefully I can get this one as decently as I did the other one. Because the other one looks alright. Hoping that I can get this one. Okay. So hopefully, looks like it's all right so far anyway. Maybe not quite as good as the other one, but I think as long as I don't have it over the edge of the eye, like it says to not do, might be all right. Seems like it's okay. All right, so let me see what it says, and then I'll show what these look like. Okay, so the two eyes should look the same, and looks like that didn't go entirely. And I'll look at the next page, but I'll show them, because I need to go ahead and do that. If I don't go ahead and show them, then it looks like the next steps are gonna hide them to where you can't see them. So for this step, you want to see what they look like. Okay, looks like my charge is getting down a little, so I'm actually going to stop it and restart it and put a new battery in. But yeah, here's the eyes. So we'll have a part 2 here in a moment.